Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're tearing into what looks like just a simple, fun afternoon craft project, magnetic sculpture magnets. But honestly, don't let that arts and crafts exterior fool you. Today, we're actually going to reveal the hidden developmental superpowers disguised inside this activity. If you've ever wondered how everyday play fundamentally shapes the mind and body, well, you are definitely in the right place.
I love how the source material kicks this whole thing off. It suggests using this incredibly whimsical script with the kids. It says, "Let's catch your dreams in clay and stick them on the fridge for everyone to see every morning. You are a sculptor. Let's get to work." It's such a great hook, right? Because by using that direct address, you aren't just handing a kid a lump of clay. You're literally empowering them as a sculptor right out of the gate. You're validating their imagination instantly.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The hidden motor development, the hidden superpower of clay.
We've got three massive developmental buzzwords at play here: proprioception, manual strength, and sense of touch. I'm actually slowing down to say those because their scientific importance for early physical development is absolutely crucial. These aren't just some accidental, happy side effects of making art. They're the core developmental goals achieved through this very specific activity.
Let's zero in on that first term, proprioception. It sounds like a super intimidating high-level word for educators and parents, but let's ground it. It's basically the hidden motor skill developed through the tactile sensation and physical effort of kneading clay. Essentially, this simple playtime is a heavy-duty exercise for a child's spatial awareness. It's the body figuring out exactly where it is in space and exactly how much physical force it needs to manipulate the world around it.
So we're looking at a direct cause and effect relationship here. The simple action of kneading clay actively develops palm strength and the sense of touch. Every single time that clay gets squished, rolled, and pushed around, all those tiny little muscles in the hand are getting a vital, concentrated workout. They're building the exact manual strength you need for everything from holding a pencil to tying your shoes.
Moving right along to Section 2, Step by Step, the creation. Building skills step by step. Here is our roadmap for the whole shebang. 5 distinct stages to bring this to life. Step 1, knead. Step 2, create. Step 3, engraving. Step 4, paint and shine. And Step 5, the magnetic touch. Now, knowing what we just learned, it's pretty clear that kneading is no longer just some boring prep work to soften the material. Step 1 is actually a foundational motor skill workout, setting the stage for everything else.
Let's look a little closer at those first 2 steps. For Step 1, the instructions are brilliantly simple. Play with the air-dry clay until it's soft. That is exactly where the proprioception magic happens. Then we transition to Step 2, create. The source gives some really fun, relatable examples to get started. You can make a small pizza, a funny face, or even just shape out your own initial. It gives just enough direction to avoid that staring at a blank canvas feeling, but leaves plenty of room for total creative freedom.
So here is the absolutely crucial point to remember. A big warning: do not make it too thick. Look, creativity is endless, for sure, but gravity and physics still apply. The source gives this super practical warning to make sure the clay stays thin enough so that a standard magnet can actually hold its weight on the fridge door. Because let's be real, a magnificent clay pizza isn't much fun if it immediately slides right down to the kitchen floor.
Which brings us to Step 3, engraving. This is where the project really gets some dimension. The idea here is to grab everyday household items, specifically things like a fork or a toothpick, to scrape unique textures into the clay. This doesn't just make the art look cooler, it seriously engages their sense of touch. It requires highly precise fine motor control to poke and draw patterns without accidentally crushing the sculpture they just made. All right, the final stretch. Section 3, details, shine, and magnetism. The final polish.
Once that clay is completely dry and rock hard, it's painting time. But get this, the source reveals a fantastic, totally surprising little trick. If you add a final layer of just regular white glue over the paint, once that glue dries, the clay is going to shine like glass. It completely elevates a simple piece of clay into a slick, professional-looking keepsake. Finally, Step 5, the magnetic touch. Just stick the magnet on the back, and the transformation from a lump of clay to fridge art is complete.
We've seen how just a handful of clay and some glue can actually build massive manual strength, dial in spatial awareness, and spark unbridled creativity. So I'll leave you with the exact question we started with. What dream will you catch in clay to stick on your fridge tomorrow morning? Grab some clay, engage those motor skills, and start sculpting. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep learning.